looks like the starter's ready to go. The green flag goes up. And away they go. Oh, great start there from 25. Bailey Harker, who goes flying into second place. And may well have taken the lead. Great start there from everyone. Seems to have got round the first two corners safely. They go up to Christmas corner for the first time. Into that top corner they go. And it's very, very close at the front. They make their way back down the hill towards us. Great start there, though, for 25. Bailey Harker, who gone away well. And may well have taken the lead. No, it's not. It's number 8, though, that leads the way. Coming back up towards us, Rossi Brown then up into the top corner. Really cut his way through the field quite well. Everyone getting around the first few corners safely. And the leaders already starting to bunch up. Looks like Rossi Brown leading the way. Abs Thomas right on his tail in second place as they make their way up towards the chicane. Incredibly close action here as Thomas, number 76, starts to put the pressure on the riders now, making their way up towards the final corner. And you can see going very gingerly around that final corner. It's very slippery indeed, but they're back on the power down the Star Straight. Charging into the first corner. And number 8, your race leader, up into the top corner. So Barnes, number 8, leads the way. Two number 8s in this race. Rossi Brown, the other number 8, a little bit further behind. And Abs Thomas, meanwhile, has taken the lead. Number 76, your new race leader, Ash Barnes, goes down to second. As they make their way into the centre of the circuit, you can see some of the tail enders making their way through Christmas corner, but Abs Thomas with the sky blue and white helmet, number 76, there she goes up into the chicane. Your race leader starting to pull away from Barnes slightly as they make their way up towards the final corner. The riders not nearly as aggressive around this final corner as they normally are. It's a bit sheltered on that final corner and a bit slippery. You'll see number 8 there, the machine of Ash Barnes taking a change line but runs wide on the exit, and that will allow Bailey Harker and Rossi Brown to close up as the leaders make their way round the second corner. And Abs Thomas, number 76, is starting to pull away going up the hill into Christmas corner. Really gets to grips with the treacherous circuit very well indeed and leads the way through Christmas corner. It's still Ash Barnes in second place, Rossi Brown on his tail in third, but Abs Thomas, number 76, leads down the hill into the left-hander, and as you can see on the live broadcast, already starting to pull away. There's the battle for second place. Ash Barnes in second, Rossi Brown, James Lawrence in there as well, with Bailey Harker and Corey Tinker just a little bit further behind. Max Hardy, Kira Williamson and Ben Watson making out the remainder of the top 10. Abs Thomas, your race leader, all on their own at the front going into the chicane. There's Ash Barnes, Rossi Brown in there as well, James Lawrence. They make their way up towards the final corner. 76, Abs Thomas, your race leader, goes round the final corner, has a glance over the shoulder, and here we see the battle for second place. It's getting very close as Ash Barnes again runs wide on the exit but maintains that second place. Rossi Brown into third, James Lawrence, Corey Tinker goes through into fifth, number 3. And here we see Ash Barnes leading up towards Christmas corner with Rossi Brown on his tail, and it looks like Corey Tinker's on the move. Corey Tinker battling with James Lawrence may well have taken the place and goes up into 4th place. We will wait and see when they come back towards us. And Ash Barnes, there he is in second place, about 2.7 seconds down on Abs Thomas with that fantastic battle for second right behind him. Rossi Brown, James Lawrence, Corey Tinker and Bailey Harker in there as well. And it looks like Abs Thomas starting to pull away again from Ash Barnes, but Barnes is pulling away in second place. Number 8 with the white and Dayglow leathers leads that real battle for second place. They make their way up towards the final corner. Abs Thomas goes through past the finish line all on her own at the front, and it's still Ash Barnes in second place, Rossi Brown third, James Lawrence now being passed of course by Corey Tinker, who goes through into 4th place. Max Hardy on the move, number 77 as well. He goes through into the second corner and moves through into 7th position. Abs Thomas all the time though pulling away as she makes her way down the hill. But this great battle for second place really starts to hot up now as number 8, your second place rider, led the early stages. Ash Barnes still holding on to that second place. Braking transmission, I do apologise as we turn back to the Mini GP and JSM140 race number 1 as we move towards our closing stages, and Abs Thomas still leading the way, her fastest lap of the race so far, 1 minute 0.3, and leads Corey Tinker, who's really on the move now. Number 3 Corey Tinker goes through into second place, 102.7 at the moment, and the guy on shot at the moment on the black and blue machine, that's Corey Tinker, and he is really on the move. Incidentally, Corey Tinker setting the fastest lap of the race with 102.7 there. We see him in shot on the live stream, and the gap was 3.7 seconds between Abs Thomas and Corey Tinker, but Tinker is on the move in second as we see Ash Barnes and Rossi Brown lapping the tail end of that. It's number 226, Jack Smith, who's currently in 15th position, goes a lap down. As this battle for second really hots up, we have number 8 Ash Barnes now into third place, of course, Rossi Brown on his tail. Abs Thomas leads the way, but Corey Tinker has pulled half a second, 3.1 seconds, but the battle for third rages between Ash Barnes to go round the second corner, Rossi Brown on his tail going up the hill towards Christmas Corner with Bailey Harker and Max Hardy 5th and 6th place, just going through past the finish line. Rossi Brown in 4th place, putting all the pressure on number 8 Ash Barnes as they make their way down the hill. There are tail enders in front though. Corey Tinker losing a little bit of time with the back markers. Goes round the outside of them and squeezes through in second place, trying to close up on the race leader, 76 Abs Thomas. She had a quick glance over the shoulder, and she knows that she's got a decent gap at the moment. She really has dealt with the back mark as well. Meanwhile, Ash Barnes, number 8, starts to pull away from Rossi Brown as they make their way through the back markers. Number treble 6, Jacob Ford, who's currently in 13th place. He loses a lap to the leading group. Ash Barnes are really dealing with the back mark as well as they go gingerly round this final corner and back down the straight. Corey Tinker has lost a bit of time though there, 6.4 seconds separating him and the race leader Abs Thomas. And it looks like Ash Barnes is starting to pull away from Rossi Brown. We saw on the previous lap that Ash Barnes really dealt with the back mark as well, but he has been impeded by the back marker there. I think that's Fred McMullen who's a lap down, and Ash Barnes having real trouble. Oh, was down the inside, goes Rossi Brown out of nowhere. They go down the hill, and a great opportunistic move there by Rossi Brown, the rider on the red and black machine. And as they struggle to lap the 10th place rider, Fred McMullen, Rossi Brown saw his advantage. There he is in shot, and he goes through into third place and really starts to pull away from Ash Barnes. Great move there though from Rossi Brown as he tries to close up on Corey Tinker. Abs Thomas, though, your race leader, making her way up towards the finish line and starts another lap. 8 laps and the gap now 6.4 seconds, so Abs Thomas really getting into the groove. She's just going through into Christmas Corner now. The rider in shots we see there is Ash Barnes, who we say dropped to 4th place. Bailey Harker still there in 5th place, number 25. And then a whole gaggle of riders go through. Max Hardy, number 77, in 6th place. Kira Williamson in 7th, number 114. Chase Collymore, number 7, in 8th position. Ben Watson, 9th. And Fred McMullen, the rider we just saw dropping a lap down, he's currently rounding out the top 10. Abs Thomas all on her own going up in towards the final few corners. The last lap board is now being readied for the leader, Abs Thomas, as they make their way round the final corner. She has got some back marks in front of her, but Abs Thomas leads the way. She has got a decent gap, so doesn't need to worry too much. She's got number 120, Ben Watson, just in front of her. The rider in 2nd place, so now Corey Tinker, he goes through, and Rossi Brown, the rider in shot on the live stream, goes round the final corner, down the straight, and looks very strong in 3rd position. Rossi Brown goes through. It should be Ash Barnes in 4th place. But a great ride so far from number 76, Abs Thomas, who leads the way. Less than half a lap to go as she starts to pick her way through some of, well, we say back markers, really is a midfield runners now. She's just like Ben Watson and Chase Collymore. Rossi Brown, meanwhile, in shot on the live stream, looking strong in third place, trying to close up on Corey Tinker. But Abs Thomas now, with less than half a lap to go, takes her time and laps one or two of those midfield runners. I think that's Chase Collymore that's just gone lap down. He's currently in 8th position, but a great ride so far from Abs Thomas. She's got a clean track in front of her. One more corner to go. The checkered flag is now being readied for the first race winner of the day. Number 76, Abs Thomas, takes the checkered flag. Chase Collymore goes through a lap down. He'll finish in 8th place. Second going through is Corey Tinker, 5.7 seconds the gap. And Rossi Brown goes through in 3rd position. But it looks like everybody is in position now, and race number 2 for Mini GP and JSM 140 is about to go underway. The flag goes up, and away they go. Oh, a spectacular start there for number 25, Bailey Harker, almost looped out on the start. But it's Ash Barnes that leads the way. Abs Thomas in 2nd place. Everyone through the 2nd corner safely. They make their way up towards Christmas Corner. And Ash Barnes is your early race leader. Abs Thomas on his tail in 2nd place. Goes for the outside. Tries to make the pass. But Barnes shuts the door as they make their way down the hill towards Ashby. And Thomas has another look down the inside. But Barnes closes the door. And they go into the centre of the circuit. And Abs Thomas going round the outside of Ash Barnes and takes the lead. Winner of the first race. Abs Thomas pulls away now from Ash Barnes. Looks like Corey Tinker's up there as well. Kyle Tinker well placed. And despite the spectaculars at the start, Bailey Harker still very much in there amongst the front runners. But number 76, Abs Thomas, comes up towards the pit corner, down the straight. Once again, the riders nice and gingerly on that final corner. Barnes in 2nd place. They go charging through at the end of the first lap. Abs Thomas, your early race leader from Ash Barnes. Corey Tinker it is in 3rd place. Bailey Harker in 4th. Then we have Rossi Brown, Kyle Tinker, Max Hardy, Kira Williamson in 8th place. They go through the 2nd corner. The rest of the field now making their way up towards Christmas Corner. And here we see the battle for 2nd place starting to brew up now between Ash Barnes and Corey Tinker going into Ashby. There goes Abs Thomas, the race leader. Rossi Brown getting involved as well, and there's a great battle just behind them with Kyle Tinker, Max Hardy, and looks like Kira Williamson in there as well, battling for 6th position. Oh, we've got a fall in the middle of the track. Number 120, Ben Watson, goes down, collected by another rider. The riders are okay. I think they're a bit battered and bruised, but the marshals pushing the bikes off the track. So one of the fallen riders, definitely number 120, Ben Watson, who was in 9th place. Just trying to work out who that other rider is, as Abs Thomas leads them through. And it's starting to hot up for 2nd place. They're going into the 2nd corner. Ash Barnes, Corey Tinker, Bailey Harker in there as well. They go up towards Christmas Corner. Abs Thomas all on her own at the front and starting to pull away. We've got yellow flags coming into Ashby with those 2 riders down. I'm not sure if the other rider might have been Chase Collymore, looking at the colour of the white leathers. I think that's Chase Collymore's riding colours. The riders are okay, I hasten to add, but looks like they're out of the race at the moment. The battle now really hotting up though for 2nd place. We see Ash Barnes and it looks like Corey Tinker, number 3, has gone through into 2nd place. Barnes still there in 3rd, and right on his tail is Rossi Brown in there as well. They go up towards the boot, and Rossi Brown goes round the outside of Barnes, but Barnes shuts the door as they go through into the boot. Into the final corner they go. Number 76, Abs Thomas, leads the way, starting to pull away from Corey Tinker in 2nd place. Ash Barnes in 3rd, going through the final corner now, and it's all very close indeed. Kyle Tinker in there as well, number 41. Max Hardy, number 77, goes through. Kira Williamson. Abs Thomas still leads the way. And the gap, I would say, around 3.5, 4 seconds possibly. The battle now starting to hot up though. Well and true, we're looking at the battle here on the live stream for 3rd place. That's Rossi Brown, who's gone through into 3rd. number 8 Ash Barnes in there as well, and right on his tail it looks like Kyle Tinker also involved in this little scrap here for 3rd position. A little bit further behind there we just saw number 77 Max Hardy. He's running strongly as Ash Barnes looks over his shoulder and he can see Tinker right on his back wheel as they make their way up towards the boot. Number 41 Kyle Tinker all over the rear wheel of Ash Barnes. The Fiat Rossi inspired leathers there of number 8 Ash Barnes as they make their way up towards the final corner. Abs Thomas though all on her own at the front. She's gone through the second corner already and on her way up to Christmas corner, looking in great form, pulling away now from number 3 Corey Tinker in 2nd place, and still that battle of a 3rd. Rossi Brown now clear in 3rd. Ash Barnes and Kyle Tinker having a real scrap. It looks like Kyle Tinker's gone through past Barnes, who drops another place, and Tinker trying to close up. They're going down the hill now towards Ashby. There, just going into the corner now is Kyle Tinker. Ash Barnes still on his tail and trying to close up on the 3rd place rider, which is Rossi Brown. Corey Tinker still there in 2nd place. Looking further down the field, we have Max Hardy, number 77. He's in 6th place from Bailey Harker, Kira Williamson. Fred McMullen is in 9th place, and Samuel Laidlow rounds out the top 10. Jacob Ford, Joe Woodward, Jack Smith in 13th place. The final rider still running. Ben Watson was one of the fallen riders early. I'm just going to see if he's still in the race. Chase Collymore, number 7, is out. Those two riders collided in the early stages, but no problems at all for number 76 Abs Thomas, who charges away. She won the first race, of course, looking to make it 2 wins out of 2, coming down the hill towards Ashby, and the battle now is on for 2nd place. They're coming back down the hill into the right-hand hairpin. There's number 120 on the live screen. That's the machine of Ben Watson, who fell off earlier in the race, collided with the Chase Collymore, but he's back in the race. And Watson down in 14th place. He's got number 05 Fred McMullen in front of him. And those two riders not battling for position, because McMullen is about 2 laps ahead of Ben Watson, who dropped the bike earlier on. And Fred McMullen really starting to get some good results now. He's breaking into the top 10. And so far, well, combined with the race, Mini GP and JSM all together, he's currently in 7th place. Or it should be 8th, actually. I think there was a Abs Thomas just not picked up on the lap charts. We've got problems here, though. On the 2nd corner, a rider goes down. We're just trying to see who that is. Wade Yellows on the finish line. I'm just going to see if that's one of our leaders. Let's wait and see. I can see Abs Thomas. She's still on the track. So Abs Thomas leads. It looks like Corey Tinker's out there as well. Now I think that rider down on the 2nd corner could well be Rossi Brown. It looks like his colours. And you'll see on the live stream, there's Brown's machine. They're trying to get him back in the race, but Rossi Brown dropping out of contention. They're trying to get the bike going again to get him back underway. It looks like they fired the bike back up. So Rossi Brown falling off. He's okay. And just trying to get the bike restarted. I don't know if there's been perhaps twisted the levers or what, but looks like they got the bike sorted out. Wave Yellow's down here, and he's about to be lapped by the race leader, Abs Thomas, as Rossi Brown gets back into the action. There's Rossi Brown, and just been lapped by the race leader, Abs Thomas. Corey Tinker in 2nd place. That means that Ash Barnes will go through back into 3rd place. So terrible luck for Rossi Brown, who is okay, falls off on the previous lap, but loses a lap with 1 lap to go now in this Mini GP and JSM 140 race. And Abs Thomas starting to pick her way through the midfield runners, looking to make it 2 wins out of 2. She's got Fred McMullen just in front, still running in that 8th place, who will go a lap down. Possibly because Abs Thomas in no rush to lap these riders, and she doesn't need to be because she's got a healthy gap. Goes through the boot for the final time, and Abs Thomas just touring around now, picking her way through one of the 2 of the tail enders. There's number 05, Fred McMullen, who comes round the final corner in 8th place. Last rider on the lead lap as Abs Thomas takes the checkered flag and the 2nd race win of the day in the Mini GP 140s and JSM 140 race. Great ride there for Abs Thomas. Corey Tinker brings it home in 2nd place, 6 seconds down.